Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. As you can see, I've got a 2-pager happening here, and I am continuing to work on photos for my Cincy album. So this was at Krohn Conservatory. So we went in and we saw the butterflies there, and then we went into all the other areas that the conservatory had to offer. And so this is part of those. I did want to point out that I made a 6x8 collage for this one. So I dropped everything in digitally and then I had it printed. So these are just pieces of digital paper that I had that I dropped in there because I thought, well, it matches up here and what I've got over here. So I need to embellish those, which I will do. And then I have 2 spots over here I have to fill with 2x2 cards or maybe embellishments or something. I haven't thought that far, but I have to fill them. And then I might do some kind of an embellishment here because it's a cool photo, but it's kind of blank. And I feel like maybe it needs something. I just don't know what that something is. But luckily, I do have a whole bin of stuff that is floral, botanical garden, naturey, that kind of thing. So I'm going to pull that out and see what I can find there that can end up on this layout. I've grabbed out a bunch of stuff. So I have these little embellishment pieces and phrases left from an old Cocoa Daisy kit. I couldn't tell you what month or year that's from, but this is what's left. I have these. I don't know what you call these. They call them 3D toppers. I've had some of these. I have more. I've had some of these for quite a while, and I guess that's the only one I have. But here you can see I made a card with one of those from a different set. I've had those for a long time. I love the way they look. The problem is they're big. They're really big. So unless I cut them down, like, I'm not sure I can use those on here, but maybe I can work them in on one of the other layouts because this isn't all I have. But then I also have this kind of mishmash bag of wood veneer, die cut shapes, all kinds of stuff in there. And then I have some leftover puffy stickers. And actually, this stuff all goes together. These clearly are from the same set. I think this is too. I think these were all in the same thing for Cocoa Daisy, and I'd love to use some of these too if I can. And some of the colors are good. I've got orange in there, so I have all of that. And then I also pulled these. This is from a different set. Clearly that doesn't match, and I don't know that I can use any of these, but I had them in the bin, so I was like, well, I'll take them out and see if there's anything in there. But that's all the stuff I'm starting with. Oh, wait. I missed these. Do you guys remember these? Again, I've had these forever, and this is all I have left. Again, they're pretty big. Not sure I can make use of those. And then I have this old package of stickers as well. These actually match this really well, but I don't know that I like kind of how cutesy they are. I don't know that that's right for this, but, you know, I have them, and you never know. Right away, I think I'm actually going to use one of these rub-ons. This one here, it has purple in it, but I do have purple over here, just a little bit. So maybe if I put it up here in this pocket, like away from it, they'll be diagonal. I kind of like that. And again, I've had these forever. They're just sitting around. What else am I going to use them for? I might as well use it on here. So I'm going to do that one. So I just need a background here. And I suppose I could do white. I could do kind of a tan for this, but there is white on this card here. So I do feel like I could use that and it would be fine. Then I think I am going to try to maybe stick to what's in here because I know that these colors will match what I have. So I'll start with the rub-on and then I'll move on to these. Okay, I cut down the rub-on to just the part I need, and I made a 2x2 just white cardstock square. I had some extra. There was just a scrap, so why not use it for this? So I have that on there, and then I have this little tool that I'm going to use to work the rub-on, and hopefully this will go pretty well. These are old, so I just wanted to check, like, is it actually transferring? It is. Okay, good. That's a good start. This will take me a little bit here, so I'm not going to bore you by watching me do all this, but I'll come back when it's finished. All right, look at that. It transferred great. So that makes me happy that I've had those for so long. They were just sitting around and they still look good. They still work after all this time. So that's awesome. So I have that one done. Now I need something for here. I need 2 things for these squares, and then again, maybe something here. We do have some good options, so let's open these up here. I don't remember what these little phrases say, and they're not all geared towards garden. It was some kind of a mixed set, I think, because look at that piece. I think it's this one, the fork and knife. What's that doing in there? That doesn't really go with a garden theme necessarily. So maybe it was a combo pack, but whatever. I'll use whatever I can. Well, I ended up not really liking any of those phrases that were in there. They just didn't quite fit what I wanted. At least I feel like they didn't. So now I'm looking at these, and there are some things that might work here. I like the Be Still. That's a little bit darker than what I have going, but I like the phrase. Eat, Sleep, Plant. I will never use that otherwise because I don't grow a garden anymore or anything, so I might as well use it for this. I like Good Times Roll, maybe. Current Fave. I was kind of hoping I'd get something of the orange. Now, there is a butterfly here. Maybe I could still use that even though like the butterfly thing was separate. It's still orange. It might be usable. So I'm going to go through all of those and just pick something. Okay, guys, I chose to do the Eat, Sleep, Plant chipboard piece down here. So now I'm down to 2 squares, but I think I found something for over here. I think I want to use this, but I'm going to put it outside the page protector because trying to squish it in there would probably just be like way too much. I thought about doing it over here, but I feel like it almost gets lost a little bit because this is a much darker page, I think, in terms of the colors. This is brighter. I think it would stand out better. And then this is the biggest pop of purple I have. This is very small. So at least this way, they're apart from each other. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I will just do another white 2x2 square here because that's simple. It won't make a crazy pattern or anything when this is already so bright. So I am putting 2 glue dots on the back of this because I think that's the best way to stick them on here. And if for any reason I ever wanted to pull it off, my chances are better doing it that way. But then I realized, look at the top of that. There is a little hole in there. And I thought, I could use a brad. Does anybody use brads anymore? I have them, but I often forget to use them. So I pulled out a container that I have, and I have white ones in there. And so I have one at the ready here. So I'm just going to put that through the center, and hopefully it will still stick down with these 2 glue dots, even though the backing for the brad will make it slightly raise up from the page protector. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Cross your fingers. So I want to get that relatively centered. Yeah, how about there? Oh, push it down. All right, here's the test. Hey, it didn't fall off, so I'll take that as a win. I think I know what I'm going to do over here. On this leftover sheet I had with some stuff still on it, I think I want to do this. I might also put in some leaves around it, but for sure this, because I love that it's white. I've got a lot of white going over here. I have this. That'll be a nice balance to have some there. And I love the center color because that matches too. So we'll take this out here and I'll at least get that on the page. And then I'll decide, do I want the leaves? And if so, where? Kind of like it like that right in the center. You know what, seeing it like that, I think I do need the leaves. I think there needs to be some green around there. All right, I added that, but I did decide to move over the sticker just a little bit. When it was perfectly centered, the leaves looked like they were too far off to the left. I like this better. So now that's done. This whole side is finished. So that's awesome. Now I just have to decide, do I want something here? And if so, what? I would consider maybe like a little phrase that had a white background and then colored writing. Just again, because I feel like I need a good balance of white. Let me go into my phrases and see what I can find. Okay, I think this is somewhat serendipitous. I pulled out all these green phrases that I have, these labels, and look at this one. Following the path. Now, I know this is one I created myself because I can tell just by looking at it. I made it in the Project Life app. I did a bunch of them and printed them out because it's different than a lot of other like phrases that I have. These are mine. you can tell like these are not. I think I did it for outdoor stuff because like this one says hitting the trail. So I think these are all supposed to be that theme, but it works here because I was following the path. Even though it was indoors, I was still doing it. So I'm going to use that there, I think. I thought I wanted a white background with green lettering, but I really like what it says, so I think I'm gonna go with that. Now, it's way too long on either end, so I do have to trim off some of that before I attach it, but that's easy to do. All right, I have everything in the pockets now. I did trim that off and add a little staple there, but otherwise everything is in there and I love the way it turned out. I did not expect I would use a big, you know, spot of purple there at all. That wasn't what I was thinking, but now that it's there, I really like it. I think it needed it, otherwise it would have been too just sort of plain, a lot of green, orange, yellow. So I think that helps. And you know what? It's always fun to have something that lives outside of the page protector like that. So I'm glad I went with that idea. And here's another one finished for Cincy. Thanks for watching.